Hey fantasy fans, this is Dan here with TreeBeard Book Reviews, and today I'm going to be ranking the Cosmere. So again, this is just my opinion. This is where I feel like the Cosmere's books kind of rank under my system. So I think the big thing here is we're just going to get into it. Okay, first thing I do want to say before we get into this is if you guys really like these tier lists and you like me doing them, please comment below, and if you keep liking this content I'm making, please like and subscribe. I do like these tier lists, and I do see myself doing a few more in the future. If you did check out my last tier list, it was the Wheel of Time one. I'll put a link up here so you guys can check that out. I would only really recommend you watch that if you've read the Wheel of Time, because it is spoiler talk. Um, I've kind of go through all the books and talk about the things I liked, things I didn't like. This one's going to be a little bit more, a little bit shorter. Hopefully, try and keep it under 20 minutes if I can. I'm not gonna spoil anything. I might talk about some of the characters and some little stuff, but no spoilers. It's really just kind of ranking them and what Cosmere books I like the most as of September 2021. Again, as you guys see, I have a column out here called Not Ranked, and this really consists of some of the short stories. Like some of them I thought was a little bit too short to really kind of rank in term against the bigger novels. I do have the Arcanum Unbounded on here, so I will be ranking that. But some of these littler ones, I thought I was just gonna put them unranked. I don't think it's fair against them, and I may rank, these short stories like later against themselves. So these right now they're just for down here. This is the tier list I could find, with like all these Cosmere stuff. So I'm just gonna put these down here for now. So I think the first thing to do is let's get into this. I'm really excited to do this one. I love Brandon Sanderson. I'm sure you guys have seen my shelf video where I kind of go through my shelves and you can see all these books. I have all these books, and there might be a clue to where I rank some of these, based on the type of book I do have. So I guess let's get started. And again, sorry, I keep saying we're gonna get started, but these are my opinions, and I would really love to hear what your rankings are below in the comments. So tell me where I'm wrong and where you're right, or just tell me what your rankings are. I'd love to hear it. So okay, let's get into it here. So the Arcanum Unbounded, I'm gonna put in C tier, I think. It's good. All these stories are really good, and they're just more, right? They're more. If you enjoy the Cosmere, it's more for you to kind of sink your teeth in, sink your lore, the lore into. Just for me, you can't really sit down and just read them all. You really have to read a lot of the other books, just to understand them. I think they're all really good. There's a few I prefer over the others. I love the Secret History one. It's the one that really kind of stands out to me. But yeah, I think Arcanum Unbounded is a good place to start. C tier. Elantris. So I just reviewed. I just read Elantris this year, and Elantris is the first book I actually ever reviewed on this channel. And Elantris, it's tough. I really like Wraithen. I don't mind Raiden. I did not like Serene. The magic was okay. You don't really learn about the magic till the end of the book. I think B tier. Right, B right now. I'm gonna give myself a little allowance at the end. Is I'm gonna kind of go through every tier once we get to the end, and if I need to do a reshuffle, I think I will. But I think for now, I'm pretty happy with Elantris being at B tier. Okay, Mistborn, A tier for sure. I really loved Mistborn. I loved the first book. I love Vin. She's such a cool character, such a strong female lead. I really like it because it's just it's a coming of age story meets bank heist, or like a heist. I just love it. Love Kelsier, love Vin, love the Mistborn magic. Really like it. Really, really, really like it. So it's just it was. I actually like when I first started. I picked up Mistborn and I read it. Like I read the first like 5 chapters. I'm like, I don't know if I like it, and I put it down. And and then I started reading Stormlight, and then I came back and reread Mistborn, and I loved it. So, um, yeah, I think Mistborn it's a really good book, really tight book, really fun book. So, I think A tier where it really falls for me. The Hero of Ages. This is gonna be contentious because it's C tier for me. It might even be even popping down into D tier. I think it's D tier actually. To be fair, I didn't love the Hero of Ages. There's just a few things I really didn't like. Mainly because one of the main characters, like Sazed, he was really mopey. I didn't like him in this book. Vin was good. Like Vin's always good. Vin's always like the shining point of these books. Elend I didn't like. Elend was I felt he felt like a different character almost, and there was a lot of POVs with Spook. Yeah, this is probably the weakest of the like Cosmere books for me. I didn't mind the ending. The ending's fine. Like I think he did a really good job with the ending, and it ended in a way I thought it should have ended. But yeah, I think I can't really put it anywhere else. Yeah, I think yes. I'm sorry, guys. I just have to put it in D tier. Like I said, feel free to comment below and let me know why I'm wrong. All right, so the Well of Ascension, and I'm actually gonna put that top of A tier. I really liked Well of Ascension. I think it's the best of the Era One books. It's like a mystery kind of going on. Your Vin's like she's developing like starting to get a higher development of her powers, and then she meets another Mistborn like Zane, and this one was really good. This one could have cropped into S tier for me. It's so close, and this might be one I revisit later. Where does it bump into S tier? Yeah, very good, very very good. Like even like I said, I'm not gonna go into spoilers, but such a good book, and I really kind of like where it's at actually in A tier, top of A. Like I said, it could be bottom of S too. Whew. Tough. I'm gonna come back. Okay, Alloy of Law. I love Era 2. And I'm actually gonna put it right in between the two here, between Well of Ascension and the Final Empire. I don't know. I loved Era 2. Era 2 was so much more fun for me. I found like the books are a little bit smaller. I really love the mixing of the feruchemy and the allomancy. I thought that was really cool because like it made characters have to make smarter decisions. I guess when you're like when the Mistborns like they can just do everything, and whereas with the feruchemist and like the mixture of the allomancy, like they could only do certain things, so they really had to like solve problems in unique ways with the magics they could control. So I really liked that, and I just loved Waxilium and like Waxilium Ladrian, and Wayne's okay. Wayne's like Wayne, Wayne's Wayne. But I love Mercy and like Steris, and I really like the villain in this one, like Miles 100 Lives with the gold compounding. That was just super cool. Like, oh man. So I don't know. I know Era 2 gets a lot of heat, but I loved Era 2. Era 2 is I put Era 2 over Era 1 in my book. I know my wife thinks I'm crazy, but I liked it. I think it's just because the stakes weren't as high as Era 1, where Era 1's really gloom and doom and like the world's ending and it's like just it's kind of shit everywhere. Whereas like Era 2 is a little bit more lighthearted, more like buddy cop, like western with a bit of guns and like metal magic. It's sick. I loved it. Okay, the Bands of Mourning. This is C tier for me. This one was probably the weakest of Era 2. I just think it just didn't grip me as much. I don't want to get into spoilers of this one because like it's really like if to discuss my rating would be like to spoil it. So really just kind of keep the one short. It's just like yeah, C tier. It just wasn't as good. I think it's better than the Arcanum, but it's still like maybe top of C. It has its issues, but like I said, the one thing that was really good in it was like Steris's character, like her growth. Marcy was a little bit weaker in that book for me. And some of like the stuff with Wayne, like Wayne just like does silly stuff and like stuff that's like not okay. So, but other than that, like I do like the book. It's just the weaker of the Era 2 books for me. Okay, Shadows of Self is S tier. It's my first S tier. God, I love this book. I love Shadows of Self. I love this mystery they're solving, and like they're chasing down a bleeder, and it's just so good. It's like you feel the tension in every page in this book. It's really like knife fight in a phone booth book. I love it. It's so good. I don't want to get into any spoilers with this one, but this book is just amazing. It also has one of my favorite characters in the excuse me, in the Cosmere returns with the Shadows of Self, and that's Tensoon the Khandra. I love Tensoon, and just having him return was like mwah, icing on the cake. Like loved it. Love Shadows of Self. So that's my first S tier. Yeah, Shadows of Self. Okay, what do we got? Ooh, Edgedancer. I think Edgedancer's B tier. Is it better than Elantris? Probably not. I'm gonna say it's B tier, but after Elantris. Like Wraithen just tops Lift for me. I love Lift. Don't get me wrong. Lift's a great character, but I think Lift also kind of falls under like the minion kind of thing. Like the minions from like Despicable Me. She's a great supporting character, but when she's kind of on her own, like she needs other characters to be more serious because she's so not serious, and that's why pairing her with like Nail and that book was really good. But yeah, I think she kind of runs into that minion problem where like when they made the minion movie, it was crap because like the minions, they're not main characters, they're side characters. And but I really liked Edgedancer though. I like the Edgedancer magic. I like Lift and her her relationship with her Spren Windle. So funny. She keeps calling him a little like she's calling like a void Spren or whatever, or what does she call him? But anyways, yeah, I am gonna rank these short stories because like they're actually like pretty decent sized like novellas. So okay, so Oathbringer. Let's get into Oathbringer. Oathbringer is a tough one, and I think I actually put it top of C over the Bands of Mourning. I really liked Oathbringer. Don't get me wrong. Like I loved the flashback stuff with Dalinar, but all the other kind of stuff, like the stuff happening in like Shadesmar, and with them traveling to like the capital, and yeah, I mean, it didn't grip me as much as like the other Stormlight books. So I guess it's the first full Stormlight book we're kind of getting into here. I mean, yeah, they're all coming up next. Six of Dusk. I'm just gonna pop into here. Yeah, I think Oathbringer is really good. Like the flashback stuff with Dalinar is some of Brandon's best work, like some of his best writing. But I don't think the Dalinar stuff makes it beats, like it doesn't supersede all the other stuff that happened. It just adds more complexity to the character of Dalinar. And well, the ending's awesome. The ending's really good. So it's like I said, it has its pluses, it has its negatives, and for me, it's probably my least favorite of the Stormlight books. Okay, so the Way of Kings is gonna go straight to S tier, and in front of Shadows of Self. I love the Way of Kings. Like I said, I own a lot of copies of this book. I own the leatherbound, I own the hardcover, and I own the Way of Kings Prime. Just love this book. Just love this introduction to this magic system, these characters. Loved Kaladin. Loved his flashbacks to. Loved his struggles in this book where he's kind of like this. It's almost like a sports team, right? Where I think Brandon has said this in many of his wobs, where it's like the story of the team, where the team mentality, you get together and you all survive together as a team, and you build this group mentality, and you raise each other up, and I really loved it. I really loved the magic in Kaladin, like, you know, learning about the magic. Shalon's in it. I don't care. I don't like Shalon, but like I said, you know, feel free to like flame me for that one. But like, I just don't like Shalon. Her parts are okay in this book. She's not as bad in this book as she is in other books. But yeah, like this is a good book. A lot of good Dalinar stuff, good Kaladin stuff. I really liked all this stuff with Yasna and learning about like the Yasna. But yeah, it's top of S tier. Like I love Way of Kings. It's just so good. It's such a good book. Okay, Words of Radiance is gonna go in A tier. I'm just gonna move this up here. A tier, I think. Probably here. I think this is a good spot for it. I really like Words of Radiance. The one like the action like that are non-flashback is just like full tilt, pedal to the metal. Love everything that's going on here. Love the intrigue. Shalon did get a little bit better in this one for me. Like when she's, you know, when she's wearing like veil and stuff like that, or her persona. Uh, it's just, yeah, I just don't like Shalon. Like, I don't know. I don't like her flashbacks. I don't care. She just doesn't interest me as a character. She's annoying. I know I sound like I'm harping on Shalon. I just don't like her. I'm allowed to not like her, I guess. So, and that's why I'm actually really glad she didn't end up with Kaladin. I'm like, you're too good for Kaladin. Sorry, that's maybe a spoiler. I'll put a little warning there. But, so, yeah. It's a really good book. The action in this book and the ending in this book are like, you know, 10 to none. Like, when with just the ending and everything that happens, it's just this book goes from like 0 to 100 like right near the ending, like or like 100 to 1,000. Like it just skyrockets off at the end, and there's so many good things that happen with like even with Adolin and Kaladin, and yeah, very good book. Like I said, the positives outweigh the negatives for me in this book, and it sits in A tier. It deserves to be an A tier. Okay, Warbreaker is S tier. I love Warbreaker. I love the magic. I love the whole world, this vibrant color world. Like with Ciri, and then like and then with Vasher and Nightblood, and just the way the magic is with the souls, and like, you know, and like the breaths, like my breath become yours, and like you just give life to these inanimate objects, and you like take color from. And oh, it's such a good book. Like, and Light Song too. Light Song is probably one of my favorite characters in all of Cosmere. So Light Song's in this book. I have this book in leatherbound too. I bought it for my wife for Christmas last year, and like we both love Warbreaker. Warbreaker is amazing. I really like it, and I can't wait for more, you know, more in this universe. It was so good, so good. So yeah, Warbreaker S tier, no doubt in my mind. Okay, so White Sands, I'm actually gonna move these around. Like White Sand, I'm not gonna rank. I haven't read White Sand, and the main reason for that is because my wife and I are waiting for the omnibus to come out. You know, we've heard that the omnibus is gonna correct a lot of things that are, you know, they're gonna like retcon, maybe not retcon some stuff, but just make it a bit more cohesive. So when the omnibus comes out, I'm gonna buy it, and then I'll be able to rank it amongst all these other Cosmere. So yeah, White Sands I can't really rank. I haven't read it, so but I will eventually do a review of it. Okay, Dawnshard. I think Dawnshard is B. And yeah, B right behind Edgedancer. Yeah, this one's tough. Like Lopin, I just don't like Lopin. He's a bit annoying too. I think it's because, you know why I don't like Lopin and Shalon is like Sanderson writes them trying to be funny, but then he has other characters say, "Oh, they're so funny," but like they're not. They don't come across as funny, and I like comedy in books. Like I like Terry Pratchett. I like Discworld. I like Douglas Adams and stuff like that. So you know, when they're, it's almost like a laugh track in sitcoms. I hate laugh tracks, and then when someone says ha ha ha, they're so funny, and then they're not funny, you're just like, it's like, I don't know, that just grind. That's something that is a tick for me. I just don't like that. So yeah, the Lopen and Shallan kind of fit in that box, and I think Dawnshard is good. Like Rissyn is really good in this book, and like Cheery, but I don't think it's better than Edgedancer for me. I really enjoyed Edgedancer more than Dawnshard, so I think that's a good B tier book. Until the last one. Oof, this one's going right up to the top. I love Rhythm of War. Wow. I know it might be because I just read it last, like the most recent. But holy cow, this book took the Cosmere and took Stormlight to a level I did not expect it to reach. And it did things, and it Brandon like made some big changes, and he made some critical moves in this book that will have ramifications going forward for the rest of the Cosmere, and leaves me worried. Not like worried about his storytelling, but like worried for my protagonists and stuff like that. But I love this book. I love the whole John McClane thing with like Kaladin like running through the tower, and just the trials Kaladin faces. Like this is Kaladin's book. Like Kaladin and Navani's book. Like Navani was already a higher like ranked character for me, but she just shot like sky, like through the roof. Such a brilliant character, and Raboniel. Oh my God, this character Raboniel that he introduced in one book and just blew me away. Like him instantly became like in my top 5, Cosmere characters. Wow, like Raboniel was just so beautifully written. Like I said, there's so many good things about this book. The only thing that brought it down was like Venli. She's boring. Like just Venli. Like didn't like Venli's stuff. But then he kind of redeems himself with Venli at the end, like with the last chapter from from Eshonai. So yeah, this book unreal. I love it. I love it so much. And I actually really need to do a spoiler talk about this one because excuse me, there's just so much I need to discuss because it's so good. So yeah, I think that's it. That's all of them. So let's do a little recap. Let me look through all these. Am I happy with all their positions, and do I want to move any? Okay, S tier. I'm pretty confident with S tier. Like Rhythm of War, Way of Kings, Warbreaker, Shadows of Self. I know I said I was gonna keep this under 20 minutes, and that's not gonna happen. So that's okay. We're gonna keep going. So A tier. Yeah, I'm really happy with A tier. Like Well of Ascension, Words of Radiance, Alloy of Law. Yeah, that's fine for me. I'm really happy with that. Elantris, Edgedancer. Yeah, you know what? I think I've nailed it. To be honest, like for me, this is Mike said. Again, this is my personal opinion of the Cosmere. I got this. It actually seems pretty even. Like a 4 in S tier, 4 in A tier, 3 in B and C, and then the one book in D tier, the Hero of Ages. Again, like I said, feel free to comment below, guys, and give me your ranking. I really want to know what you guys think of Cosmere, and like I said, it's one of my favorite series. I own all these books, and I cannot wait for the Lost Metal coming out next year. It sucks to have to wait a whole year, but that's all right. That means it gives me a chance to do a reread of the Mistborn book. So I'm probably going to start rereading Mistborn. I'm going to say April, like start in April next year. Like start with the Final Empire and then work my way through to Era 2. And by the time I hit November, I should be right to get into the Lost Metal. Again, yeah, and I'm going to do reviews for all those on a reread because I need to. It's just been a while since I've read them, and like so, this list can change. This list will change for sure as new books come out, and Brandon's so prolific. He writes a book like every other day, it seems like. So yeah, this is my ranking of the Cosmere. And guys, again, I just want to thank you for coming along on this journey again with me. And like I said, comment below and tell me what you think. And if you like this content, you want me to do some more tier lists, or put below even the comments like what do you think I should rank next? Like what do you think I should discuss? Like should I rank some of the like the Cosmere characters? So again, thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.